William, fresh out of the army, walking the familiar streets of his hometown in England. He walks through a tunnel and comes out the other side, but something feels different. The cars and modern buildings have vanished, replaced by horse-drawn carriages and gas-lit street lamps. He's somehow slipped through time into Victorian England. Panic sets in as he stumbles backward, his modern clothes drawing strange looks from passers-by in their top hats and bustled dresses. In his confusion, he steps right into the path of an oncoming horse and cart. Everything goes black. When he opens his eyes, he's lying in a four-poster bed in a grand manor house. And there she is, Celia, a beautiful maid with flowing dark hair, tending to him by candlelight. As she moves about the room, closing heavy velvet curtains, her sweet voice fills the air with a gentle melody. William watches, mesmerized, as firelight dances across her face. He may be lost in time, but in this moment, with this enchanting Victorian maid, he doesn't want to be found. Celia informs him he is being looked after in Nightingale Hall. It was the horse of the Lord here who accidentally knocked him down, so they are looking after him until he is better. She notices his broken mobile phone on the bedside table but doesn't know what it is. A butler enters the room informing Celia she is to go to the kitchen and get food for Lady Molyneux. Celia smiles at William, and he smiles back before she leaves the room. She heads down a dimly lit corridor in the manor house carrying a candle. The candle lights up the walls, casting shadows. She goes down the stairs along another corridor and into the kitchen. It was quiet and empty, and she began making a sandwich. From behind her, a door opened from outside. A man entered from out of the rain. He approached the kitchen doorway, staring at Celia wearing a hood. Celia looked at the man and froze in fright. She knew who this bad man was. He continued to stare at her coldly and nasty. Then he turned and walked down the corridor with the sound of his heavy shoes going away slowly. Life at Nightingale Hall was not as pleasant for Celia as it seemed. William found himself recovering under Celia's care, still wearing his soldier's uniform when she introduced him to Lord and Lady Molyneux. Celia's dark hair and beauty kept him from total insanity of being lost in the past. Their grand estate was impressive, and they kindly invited William to attend their evening function, where Celia would be serving drinks as a maid. The function was a lavish affair, filled with the wealthy in their finest attire. While Celia and William were chatting, the atmosphere suddenly shifted as a young man entered the room. He moved through the crowd with practiced charm, but something felt off about him. William noticed Celia's demeanor change instantly. Her confident posture crumbled into tension. The man eventually made his way to William and Celia, greeting Celia with a hello that made her barely whisper back. He introduced himself as Albert Molyneux, but his politeness seemed like a carefully crafted mask. Later, Celia confided in William about Albert's dark past, an incident involving a maid he had hurt years ago before fleeing to London. Now he'd returned, bringing old fears with him. No one else knew his dark secrets, only Celia now. As the function ended, Celia was alone when she witnessed something chilling in a room. She peeped round the door to see Albert in an empty room. Albert was arguing violently with his reflection in the mirror as if speaking to another person. But what happened next froze her blood. She left quick down the dark corridor, carrying a candle and turning a corner. She found Albert waiting, hooded just like the previous night in the kitchen, his facade of charm completely gone. Celia's heart raced as panic set in. Albert began to clench his fist. Was Celia in big danger?